Welcome to episode 9 of the XWO Gaming Guide to Dark Souls Level 1 edition. In this episode, we're going to be exploring all of ANOR Londo, but we won't be fighting the boss just yet, because we've got some preparations to make first. So from the bonfire, head straight out until you reach this hole. And we're waiting for the elevator to come up. Once it arrives, step on and wait for it to take you down. Once we reach the bottom, follow the stairs to the bottom and exit out. Here there should be a belfry gargoyle, but for the third time in this walkthrough, for whatever reason, the enemy has disappeared. Next, follow the route I'm taking, being careful not to fall off the edge here. Once you've reached this point, go in through the window. These guys are the painting guardians. They don't have any specific damage type, but they do like to throw knives at you from a distance, which can be quite annoying considering what we have to do next. So early on in this walkthrough, I mentioned practicing walking on narrow walkways, and this is the reason why. As you can see, we've got this narrow walkway to get across, and there are several enemies blocking our path along the way. Now these guys have already knocked me down once, and because I've lost all of my souls and humanity, I just decided to YOLO it. Once you're at the other side, you're going to go down the ladder and deal with any of these guardians. These guys can be quite cheap, and don't put yourself in a position where that can happen to you. That was completely my fault, and I'm not going to blame the game for that. And that's one of the main things with Dark Souls. A lot of players think the game's too hard. However, I disagree. It's only difficult because you make mistakes. So once you've gone through the fog gate, the next thing we're going to do is get our bearings. The lever doesn't work, but we're going to press on forwards. Go down the spiral staircase, and you'll see we reach a dead end. So head back up, and once we reach the top, pull the lever. And the platform will turn and lower. If we go down the spiral staircase, a belfry gargoyle is waiting for us. He's no different from the boss earlier on in the game, so just stay behind him. Avoid his tail attacks, and beat him down with your reinforced club. Now that the platform has moved, if we run down to the bottom of the staircase, you'll see that we're now on the bottom floor below the rafters that we just crossed. We're not going to be dealing with this location yet, and we'll be coming back here later on. So for now, head back up the spiral staircase and push the lever again. After pushing the lever, the platform will turn and lower once more. The first thing you're going to want to do is go back down the spiral staircase, because this leads to another bonfire. This bonfire is Dark Moon Tomb, and it hides a hidden boss. Pick up the ring of the sun's firstborn, then light the bonfire and rest up. If you've got any humanity, use it up and kindle the bonfire. And then we're going to make our way back upstairs. So at the top of the spiral stairway, push the lever back the other way once, and the platform will move back up. And you'll have two ways to go. We want to go towards the giant staircase. As you can see, there's some enemies littered around the place. So run up to the top of the giant staircase, and when you reach the top, there'll be two giant knights' armors. Avoid them, don't get hit like I did, and go through the gate on the right. The armors will follow you through, so do everything you can to avoid them. Sprint past all the enemies and down this slope here. You may get electric shock, or you might be lucky to avoid it. Once at the bottom, head left and run up the slope. Keep sprinting because you've got arrows coming from one direction and an electric shock from the other. Once you're at the top, heal up, and now comes a tricky part. As soon as you hit this ramp, run up to the top, and when you reach the top, sprint across to the right, roll under any arrow that comes your way, and force the Silver Knight to pull out his sword. From here, you either want to fight him or kick him off the edge. Do this quickly because there's another Silver Knight behind you who may also shoot you off with his arrows, and we don't want that to happen. So walk around the ledge and roll off. Go through this door and you've got two ways to go. On the right hand side is a room with a Silver Knight and a chest. Deal with the Silver Knight. And we're not going to open the chest just yet. Instead, go through the door on the left and you'll find Knight Solaire and the bonfire. Rest up, kindle, and repair your equipment. So from the bonfire, go back into the other room, kill the Silver Knight again, and open the chest. Inside the chest is a sunlight medal. And there's no hidden wall in this room, so ignore what I just did there. Next, go left around the spiral staircase and deal with the next Silver Knight. These guys are a lot tougher than the Black Knights, but they're still easily taken down as they have the same movesets. At the end of that hallway, a window shows a hint. This door doesn't open from this side, so let's head back and go up the stairs. So go up to the top of the spiral staircase and make a right. This chest is a mimic, so with your club in 2 hands, just give it a beat down. And that drops a gold coin. On the opposite side is another mimic, so do the same thing again. And this one drops 5 silver coins. These are items we won't be using, so pay no attention to those. Deal with this Silver Knight, and we can carry on our way. So next head back this way and go through this door on the left. A Silver Knight waits for us behind the door. So do what you do best and try and get the backstab in or a good parry. If all else fails, back away and use ranged attacks. As you can see, I can't quite get the parry off, so I have to run away and rethink my battle plan. This guy is really messing me up. But eventually I just get the backstab in. Sometimes we just have off days. So in the room that he was waiting for us in, there's nothing too important here, just a soul of a hero, but if you need some souls to buy some supplies, that will come in handy. In the next room is just a dead end balcony, with no items and nowhere to go. So let's head to the opposite side now. On the left is a bedroom, and on the right, another locked door. If you lure him in to get some more space to fight him. I'm absolutely terrible at parries today. Eventually I got one and I took him down. So after leaving that room, you go up the spiral staircase and you've got 2 directions to go. First go left and deal with yet another Silver Knight. These guys are really messing me up. And I'm down to my last Estus flask, so I have to be extremely careful from now on. So from here, down the spiral staircase, into this room, and open the door. Here's another bedroom, and waiting for us in here are 3 Silver Knights. If you're in the same situation as I am, with no Estus flasks left, be extremely careful, bait them one at a time, and don't take any unnecessary risks. Just go for the backstab. As you can tell from the transition, I did get killed. However, I made it back this time with 8 Estus flasks and just played it a little more cautiously. Slow and steady wins the race, so don't try to rush through these areas. You'll also notice a chest here. It's not a mimic, so open it up for 2 pieces of Demon Titanite. Open the door, and you'll notice we are back here. So now that we have a shortcut opened, we're going to explore the other route that we skipped over. So go through the empty bedroom to the room where the Silver Knight was on our right hand side and go back up the spiral staircase. And this time go right to deal with the Silver Knight Archer. When you close in on him, he'll pull out a sword like they all do. So engage him one-on-one and stab him in the back. Head down the spiral staircase that he was protecting. And at the bottom there's 3 ways to go. To the left is a room with a Titanite demon. Don't bother fighting him, he doesn't drop anything that we need. So go through the door on the right. In here, 2 more Silver Knights wait for us. Lure this one up the stairs. And try not to get messed up. There's a bigger area to fight just here, so try and get him over to that. Pick up any loot that they drop, and continue on to deal with the second Silver Knight. I really hate these guys. This guy's really fighting for his life. But down he goes. He was guarding 2 chests, so let's open them up and collect the loot. Inside the chests is the Silver Knight set. A pretty decent haul, but we won't be wearing it. Open the door and go into this room here. The fireplace conceals a hidden entrance, so attack the wall and make your way down. There are several decent items down here and we're going to collect them all. First is Havel's armor set, which will come in handy for a later boss fight. Havel's shield and his dragon tooth. This chest is a mimic, so beat it up. And he drops the Occult Club. The symbol of avarice is a random drop from the mimics. You may get it from this one, or you may get it from a different one. It's a piece of armor we won't be using. Now that we've got all of the shortcuts open, we can make our way to the boss. However, before we do that, there's one more shortcut that I want to show you. So from the bonfire, use a humanity so that we've got +10 if you're using a chaos weapon, and from the bonfire, make your way outside. Deal with this Silver Knight again if you want to, it's not necessary. I just wanted to take him down. So I'm showing you this now, after we've completed all of ANOR Londo, because I didn't want to cheapen the experience for you. However, there is a way to skip the entire level. If you run up the first spiral staircase, if you're playing online you'll see an orange note on the floor. You can just leap over and it will take you straight here to where the Titanite demon is, and the doorway to the shortcut which leads to the first bonfire. For a moment I decide to go in and try and tackle the Titanite demon, but after seeing how little damage I do, I quickly change my mind. So once you've made it back here, either by jumping the railing or doing it legit, make your way up these stairs and go left. Run down this stairway and roll off the edge here. And a giant suit of armor will come chasing after you. These guys hit like a truck, but the usual tactics still work. They've got long reach, so you want to keep your distance. And occasionally they will attempt to heal themselves, which gives you an opening to go over and put the beat down on them. As you can see, he goes to heal here, but you can put the pressure on and take him down. The next thing I want to show you, these doors are usually closed. However, when you reach this location, there's a lever just off to the right here, and if you push that lever, the doors will open. The reason they're already open for me was because I made it to this point and died, and then I lost the footage, so I had to retroactively create this step of the walkthrough. So pressing on, there's another giant suit of armor. We want to deal with him, but be careful because our Silver Knight Archer is above us. And he can make things more difficult for us. So again, chip away at this guy. Stay behind. And if he goes to heal, just apply the pressure and take him down. Next, we're going to go up the staircase on the right hand side. And we're going to take on the Silver Knight Archer and get rid of him. From here, we're going to head up. Continue going up. And make your way back round. Return back to the bonfire, rest, heal, and repair all your equipment. You can either deal with the Silver Knights, or you can just jump over the same way we skipped in the first place. And with that done, we're going to bring this episode to a close.